Today I will show you this beautiful Principia RSL Comp. It's from 2013. And I'll show you how to mount and adjust these Tiagra brake calipers and these BBB Airco brake shoes and brake pads on this bike. As you can see, I've already routed all the cables from the STI levers, mounted the brake calipers front and rear. So before fitting anything on the bike, I will first inspect my rim. As this is a rim brake, it is important to note that the machine sidewall, for the purpose of contact between the rim and the brake pads, are in good order. So I will inspect all four sides, the right and left of the front and the right and the left of the rear rim. All adjustments can be made by using this simple multi-tool, which has an Allen key number 4 and a Torx 25. Although I can use these, I will use a screwdriver instead, because it is a lot easier when I have this bike in my living room. These BBB Airco brake shoes has a ball joint within the brake shoe and a washer which is routed on the inside to accommodate the ball joint, like so. These will be mounted within the brake caliper, then the larger washer will be mounted on the outside, and at the end a very tiny screw which has a node of only a tension of 6 Newton meters. So now I will mount the left brake shoe. Note the rotation, forward rotation, and that this is a left brake shoe. I will put on the small hollowed out washer, place it, gently set up the screw, and not tighten at all, just fit loosely at first, like so. Now I will mount the right brake shoe. Note the forward rotation marks and that this is a right brake shoe, just the same as the left. Note that I'm not tightening anything at this moment, just fitting loosely, which will help me later when I'm adjusting the brakes. Now, with both brake shoes fitted onto the caliper, I will test fit the wire, which will help me adjust the brakes. So I will clamp down on the caliper and just gently tighten the cable, which will help me when I'm going to adjust the brake shoes in a moment. So now I can fit my brake shoes up on the rim with a slight press on the brake lever. I can lock them into place. So, as I do this, I make sure that all of the braking pad is in contact with the braking point on the rim, making sure it's not above or beneath it. And with these brake pads, they actually fill out the entire braking surface on the rim pretty good. So as you can see, now they're mounted on the rim. I will keep pressure on the brake lever and I will tighten the screws a little more. So now with the brake shoes mounted and I've test fitted, I can see they're going exactly on the rim as I would like to. I will fit them with a slight toe in, which means the front of the brake shoes will be pressed in slightly. On these brake systems, it is a very small amount of toe in is required. So I'm pulling the brake lever, releasing a little bit, just keeping pressure in the front, and that should be enough for my toe in. So now the only thing left for me is to figure out if I'm happy with the wandering on the brake lever, and as it happens, this suits me very well. If it was just a slight wandering I wanted to adjust, I could do it by turning here, which would slightly adjust. Now I have an even shorter wandering on my brake lever. So now I will fit the brake shoes on the rear brake. this will be done exactly like the front brake. The only thing I need to pay attention to here is, like the front brake, the toe in and the wandering of the brake lever on my right. I would like the brake levers to have exactly the same wandering. So when I pull my brakes, I have the same feeling on my left hand as I have on my right hand. So now, with both of my brakes mounted, the front and the rear, it's time to test the movement of the brake levers. And both brake levers have the exact same movement, which is satisfying. Also, the brakes doesn't come on too early, which for me is a good thing, because sometimes when I shift I have a tendency of pulling the brake lever slightly. This was my adjustments of the race brakes on this beautiful Principia bike.